Just hold on thing.
Oh, now we gotta be serious. All right, thanks, Clay.
I'm going to call the meeting to order for the Needham Conservation Commission. It is Thursday, June 10th, 2021 at 7:00 p.m. As a preliminary matter, my name is Janet Carter Bernardo. I am the Conservation Commission Chair. Permit me to confirm. I just want to confirm that all members in the commission and staff are present and can hear me. Members, Artie.
Here.
Stephen.
Here.
Peter.
Here.
Janet here. Staff, Debbie.
Here.
Clay.
Here.
And as we go through the agenda, we will make sure applicants can be heard. And I assume that if you cannot be heard at this moment, if you can't hear me, you'd be like waving your arms or something, and I don't see any arm waving. So everybody's good?
We can hear you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay. So good evening. This open meeting of the Town of Needham Conservation Commission is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus, which we are now all getting vaccinated for. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public boards are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, the Needham Conservation Commission is convening by Zoom app as presented on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. The general public is allowed and encouraged to ask questions during the meeting when directed by the commission chair and through use of the raise hand feature associated with the Zoom meeting app. Those that have questions or comments regarding a particular hearing will be called upon in the order they raise their hand, so please be patient. Meeting materials, all supporting materials have been provided to members of this board and are visible on the Conservation Commission website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Please, before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. The chair will introduce each hearing on the agenda. I will introduce the applicant and or their consultant to begin their project presentation. After they conclude their presentation, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comments or questions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you, and please state your name before speaking. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. All righty. No Sue yet. All right. Well, we will start. We might as well just start with the hearings, and we'll hold the meeting minutes and miscellaneous business until later. So the first hearing is for 381 South Street, DP file number 234866. This is a continued notice of intent. Is the applicant who? I got my little piece of paper here. 381 South Street. Federico Grossi, are you here? Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
And you can speak. All righty. How'd you do with all your bits?
I hope I did well. Last time on the meeting, I presented the project, and there were several requests by the commissioners. The wetland report had a mistake on the Alderbrook being a tributary of the Charles River and not some other river that I put. We corrected that to mark the utilities on the plan, to do soil test pits, move the fence that we had around the pool, update the planting and mark the plantings on the plans, and then request a waiver for the plantings on the wetlands, since we want to plant the Atlantic white cedar specimens, and request a waiver of the fee of the waiver of the regulation, and also write a paragraph on the alternative analysis that we did, or the alternatives for the project. So should I go one at a time? Let me share.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
Great. And Deb or Clay, did Allison make any comment about this plantings? You're on mute.
No, I didn't hear anything from her about it.
Okay, I know we talked about it pretty extensively the last time.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that it was just decided to have fewer.
Yeah.
fewer
The
of
white
that.
cedars.
Yeah, I did that. So
Okay.
I can walk through. So the wetland report was updated and submitted. Then we did. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what the pavilion will be, and we were. Well, I was asked to add the utilities, so we added water. And the gas line here and electric, and then gray water properly separated by 10 feet from the water line. I did talk to the inspector and a plumber. One of the questions was whether the water line had to be 48 inches deep, and since the pool and the patio can be winterized, they said that that is not necessary as long as we provide the right valves for winterization, and we can clear the line and blow some air in the winter and winterize both the gray water line and the water line. So that's what we'll do with the inspector. So I did the test pit test. So we dug.
How'd you get that done? You must have a lot of pull.
Well, these ones I dug myself.
Okay.
I dug right here where the chambers will be, a 48 inch deep. That is the depth of where the chambers will go. Found no water, and then the absorption is about 5 inches per hour in that location.
So how did you dig this 4-foot deep hole?
With a shovel?
By hand?
Yes.
You dug a 4-foot deep hole by hand in your backyard by yourself?
Yes.
Wow. Was it hard?
No, not in that location.
Did you hit any
it was
rocks?
not there. I did hit some fill in the patio because it seems that on top of the retaining wall it was filled. So in that I dug there will be 1 foot of gravel. So I dug all the way to 1 foot and found gravel with fines in there. And that one actually took a little longer for the water to percolate on up here where the previous patio will be. But here actually the percolation rate was really great, and the soil was very sandy. I have my Excel file with all the data.
Great. Okay. You're
Okay.
submitting that? Did you submit that information?
Well, I submitted the that is in the write-up that I submitted.
Okay.
Right. Here, of course, the percolation is a bit slower. I get about 0.35 inches per hour, but now it will have about 1 foot of gravel, providing 40% retention. So actually, it will be enough to hold about 2 inches of rain and then percolate slowly. So it will be improved. Then any questions on that or?
Not yet.
Okay. The fence, if you remember, it was about 3-4 foot from the retaining wall. we move the fence right to the retaining wall, not on top of it. We don't know if we can put it on top of the stone. So we're planning now to put it right in front of the retaining wall. That was the request to move the fence in this area. So that was done. And then for the planting, what I was proposing before was to plant 12 Atlantic white cedars. The ask was to reduce to 6. I still made it 8 now. I'm happy to do 6, but I felt that in these 2 locations that are small, if we plant 2 to make sure that at least one of them survives, it will be appropriate. So I marked the locations as I proposed. And major areas that are clean where we could do the planting, so there are no big trees around this area. So we have a 10 by 20 area right across from flag V3, a 10 by 15 across from flag B7, and about a 20 by 25 area on the side of the house of the Alderbrook. I feel we can fit 4 here, 2 and 2 in these 2 areas of the Atlantic white cedar. I'm happy to just do 1 and 1 here.
Did you find out about planting within the drain easement?
No, I didn't look into that.
Yeah, I don't think that you can put those plants in the drain easement because they're going to be big trees, right? That's the idea. They're going to be really big trees.
Yeah, but there is already a ton of big trees. I mean, these basically are the little spaces without big trees in the easement. So,
yeah. Well, I understand that, but I don't think it would be appropriate for the Conservation Commission to give you a permission to plant in the town's drainage easement when they may come and dig that whole thing up someday. So we're not going to be able to let you plant those 4 trees in that location.
okay, I think then we should just move on, because actually the easement, I think, is actually on. This is based on a 93 plan, I think. And to your point, one thing that you pointed out before, all of this is based on the record that the easement should be on both sides of the brook.
Well, the easement is probably 40 feet wide, which is what you're showing. And it was probably supposed to be, the brook was supposed to be in the middle of the easement. However, water doesn't always follow the plan that other people have for it. So I'm not surprised that the brook is outside the easement, but the easement is 40 feet wide, and that looks like you provided a 40-foot wide easement.
Yes. So you're saying that these 4 will be okay and not these 4?
Yeah, I think those 4 will be okay. It's just the 4 in the middle of the easement.
Okay. And should then I try to do 3 in each of these areas, or just remove these
Well,
4?
you kind of implied that they're going to be really big trees.
Okay, Bill.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, take care, man.
So keep going.
Okay. So those were the Atlantic white cedars, and then we have 3 black cherries here, 4 white oaks, and 3 red maples. This is an area of about 55 by 35. It's all clean. What I mark here, I don't know if you remember on the last meeting, there was a tree that was bent down.
Yeah.
That we call it a happy tree now. And all this area all the way to the property line, it's clear of big trees. There's a lot of invasive, so we'll need to do some cleaning in there before planting. But we can fit all those trees, and potentially we could fit no white cedars, but add cherries and white oaks here. So do replace these 4 with 4 additional trees in this area.
So somebody needs to mute. So, okay. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, and then the 4 transplants that we had here where the pavilion will be located, where we remove 15 and 16 here that were on the list to be removed.
Were those like the dogwoods or something?
Yes, so we have a double life vivarium, an azalea, a Korean dogwood, and a rhododendron.
Like you're gonna move all of those you're gonna move. And then you're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, totally, 6, 7. Oh, but they're all 200 feet. So 7 trees are coming out. 4 are being transplanted. And
No.
you're going,
Yes, so 7 are coming out, 4 being transplanted, and then
I thought, aren't 4 of them being cut as snags?
yes, so
So they're not completely coming out.
exactly. 1, 2, 3, and 6. We can leave the snags like those here.
oh, okay, so then 3 are fully coming out.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you have your tree to plant ratio is appropriate, and maybe other commission members can weigh in. I know that Allison was very interested in the white cedars, which require basically to be planted in the wetlands. So, something that she thought was very beneficial. But there's also proposed plantings that are not white cedars that are within the 25-foot no disturb zone. So other commission members may weigh in on your opinion on that.
Right.
Okay, what else?
So let's do the math again. So because right now I was proposing, because I wanted more white cedars, I was proposing 18 trees. So if we remove these 4, I still have 14 trees, which is the 2-to-1 ratio. So even removing these 4, we will still within the 2-to-1 ratio.
Yes.
So I wouldn't have to add any additional trees.
You do not have to add in that. You have ample trees, I believe. Others can weigh in on that as well. Anything else?
Yes, so I am requesting a waiver of the regulations for planting in the buffer zone here within the 25-foot buffer zone, and of course in the wetland itself for these 4. And then requesting a waiver of the fee since it's minimal work to be done. It does not require a lot of review by the commission.
Are you done with your presentation?
No, and then the alternative analysis of, we look at the project and basically the only alternative location will be in the front yard, which is not common to have such a structure in the front yard. And in the backyard, we did our best to reduce the impervious surface as much as possible. So there are basically no other alternatives in the property to build the project.
Is that all written up in the information you gave us?
Yes.
Oh, good. Sue's here. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
So, okay, now are you done with your presentation?
Now I'm done.
Okay, so I'm just gonna if you could keep that up for a few minutes, I'll have the commission add any comments that they have. Artie, do you have any comments?
Not right now. I'll pass on to someone else right now.
Steven, you have any comments?
No comment.
Sue, I don't know how long you've been on for, but do you have any
Yeah,
comments?
I have. I put video on later, sorry. No comment.
Peter is there somewhere, I think. I don't see him at the moment, but I think he's there.
I'll speak up.
Yep, I see you now. Do you have anything
yeah.
to add?
No, nothing to add.
Is that everybody? I think that's all of the commission members. My one other question that I have, and then I'm going to ask Deb and Clay if they have anything to add. have you spoken to the building department about your stormwater improvements and what the town regulation says? Have you talked to anybody about that?
No,
The town has a bylaw that says if you're increasing the impervious area of your house, your existing house building, by 25 to 50%, you also need to infiltrate along like half of your roof, like the side of the house that's where the increase impervious is going.
yes, but the impervious is less than 25% that we're increasing.
Oh, is it that pavilion and proposed pool with the patio around it is less
Yes.
than 25% of your existing house?
Yes, of the existing impervious. That's what the engineer told me, and that's why.
Okay, that's what my question was. I couldn't tell how much impervious you were increasing by. So
Yes.
did you, when you say the engineer, was that your engineer, Cheney
Yes.
Engineering?
Cheney Engineering who plotted.
That Artie?
Yes.
Is it Artie you're working with? Okay. It'd be nice to see if that is written down.
Regardless for your awareness regardless of the regulation, I don't know if I should share this, but there is a bit of slope on this side of the house. So I'm planning to, outside of the riverfront area, to put chambers in the front to get some of the water off the roof, because I don't want that runoff. So that's nothing to do with the commission, but that's something that I'm planning for the future.
No, but that's all good information that we like to hear about. That's a good thing. Okay, I'm really kind of confirming that for your building permit because they will stop you. And so I want to make sure that that's in writing for your percentage of your building, so that it's been looked at and accepted.
Janet, can I add to that? Diane from Field Resources.
Yes, you may.
I think pools are exempt in that bylaw.
Oh, all right, that helps.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Couldn't
Dan.
remember that part. All right, so is there anybody else in the audience that has any comments that for this project at 381 South Street? Clay, do you see anybody?
Hands.
No raised hands?
Nope.
Clay or Deb, do you have anything to add or question on this?
I do, just about him doing his own test pits. I think that would be a precedent
Yeah,
that I don't know if you want to go that way.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that, and
Because we have had other people do that and then we required them to have
right,
it.
and I think that we could require, I think in this case, we could require the test pit be officially done at the time of construction, now that he has dug down and confirmed that he didn't hit water. And if he did it in the last 2 weeks, it's been pretty wet.
Okay,
Well,
so condition a test pit to be done.
At the time of construction.
Yeah, I did it right after the 3 day.
4 inches of rain that we got.
Yep.
Because I feel like there is something to be said for it, because groundwater would be a concern, and if he dug a hole and didn't hit groundwater, that's you have any pictures of that hole?
I don't think I took any pictures. Unfortunately, I can redo it and
dig it again and stand in it and take a picture.
I can't. I took,
no.
I
We
took
are
a picture
going.
of the soil that that came out, but not of the hole.
Yeah, you have pictures of the soil that was in the hole?
Yes.
was, because you said it was sand. That's okay. We'll have
Sandy.
you do an official soil test at the time of construction, and it will need to
Okay.
be by a certified soil professional or engineer. They kind of are the same.
Okay.
So, okay, so that was my concern, was the amount of impervious cover. I did do the calculation and confirm that the size of the Caltech chamber is adequate for what they're proposing. I know that Allison was very in favor of the white cedars, which I would struggle with. Does any commission members have any comments about allowing plantings within the 25-foot no disturb zone, considering we're allowing him to plant basically in the wetland with these white cedars that Allison says are wonderful?
Did we confirm that that's wetland on the other side of the stream where he's planting them?
Sorry, Deb, what was the question?
So the delineation shows the wetland on the inside of the brook. On the other side where you're going to put the 2 areas of white cedars, is that confirmed to be wetland?
Not by the wetland expert. There's definitely wetland in there. You have the same vegetation, but that is not in the report because all she did was measure towards the house. I don't know if we should run it again. This is definitely all, and actually all the way to very close to the street is marked as wetland in the maps, in the town maps.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure they were going to survive there,
Yes.
make
So
sure that it
when
was
you look-
wetlands.
When you look at the vegetation on that side,
Mhm.
it's very as wet as on this side. So all this area is wetland, and I can try to pull.
It's okay. I was just
Yeah.
concerned for your trees that you
No,
want
I-
to do well, that's all.
No, I think if you trust my opinion, they will be the same. Actually, in the original map that Clay shared with me, that's the whole area shown as wetland. And now the wetland has come to this side as well. It's not shown in older maps on this side of the brook. It was all on the other side of the brook.
Okay.
Okay, Kim, could you take that down now, please?
Yes.
All right, so the commission, anybody in the commission have anything else to add? Artie?
No, I agree with what was stated about that with the homeowner doing their own test pit, but what we can do to verify that as it's going on with what was said. So that's good.
Stephen?
All set.
Peter?
Nothing to add.
Sue?
Sounds good.
We have everything that we need? And are we ready to close this hearing? And I will.
The only thing I'm looking for is hard copies of the revised information. So
How many hard copies do you need?
I need 2. Yeah.
I pick them up on my way here, David. You'll have in the morning.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so are we okay to close the hearing? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second? Steve, I think you were mouthing it, but you're on mute.
Second, sorry.
Thank you. All right, all in favor? Sue?
Hi.
Peter?
Aye.
Stephen?
Aye.
Artie?
Aye.
Janet? Aye. Great. Thank you very much for your time. We will be discussing the order of conditions after all of the other hearings.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda. 1625 Great Plain Avenue. The DEP file number has not yet been issued, is my understanding. Do we have Cindy McGowan
I'm Paul, contractor.
and Paul Heyman?
Yep.
Heyman? Is Cindy not, Cindy's here. And you can hear us? You're on mute, but you can hear us?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. And Karen, is Karen Skinner here?
Here I am.
Great. All righty. So who is going to do this presentation? So because we do not have a DP file number, we cannot close this hearing, but we can open it and we can listen, and then we will have to continue it till the next hearing or until you have a file number. So who's
Okay.
ready?
I'll do the presentation.
Okay.
All right. Say your name for the record, please.
Karen Skinner Catroni. Can Clay, can you put the plan up?
Yep, let me pull that up.
Thank you. Okay, so the applicant put a small addition on the house, an in-law apartment, and a deck on the side of the existing dwelling with a driveway. The driveway is outside the 100-foot buffer. There's a stream that runs through the back of the drainage ditch that runs through the back of the property. The property is very vegetated. Cindy has done a lot of work to create a lot of habitat for all the creatures in the area. The work is proposed outside the 25-foot. You can see the deck kind of skirts the 25-foot, but the footings will be dug 2 feet in, and the deck will cantilever 2 feet over out towards the wetland from the footings. But again, that's going to be placed just at the line. So the footings will be outside. The ditch is running through the entire backyard. The proposed addition is 753.13 square feet with the deck off the rear. That's 120 square feet. As I said, the driveway will be outside the buffer zone. The vegetation in the area of the addition is rhododendron, hydrangea, mostly pachysandra, and there's some ivy growing on the house. The
Any
rhododendron,
trees? Any trees
no
to be
trees.
removed?
No trees. No trees. Actually, the rhododendron and the hydrangea will be relocated on the property. For runoff, the applicant is proposing to put rain barrels. Currently, there's rain barrels on each corner of the house, and use that to water the vegetation that's in the yard.
What happens in the winter?
Cindy, what do you do in the winter? You're muted. Cindy, you're muted.
Sorry, I couldn't find it. When you say what happens in the winter, do you mean for?
With the rain barrels, and like, do they freeze? What happens to
So
runoff?
what I
when you-
do is I flip them upside down. So, and then the downspouts, I put in, I don't know what they're called, little diverters, if you will. So the water goes through the downspout and it diverts out into the yard. So I just add more gutter so that it diverts out into the grass. So you guys will have to let me know. I don't have any rain barrels currently in the back, but I can add them if you think it's a benefit for the project, or I can not add them if you think it's not a benefit. I like using them only because I think they're a good conservation of water, and I have lots of gardens, but.
Yeah, I've actually been on this property because you were part of the garden tour.
I
Is that true?
was, yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah, and I know that you have rain barrels next to your garage, because I actually took a photo of that one year. So, and I guess I personally am struggling a little bit just because I know that you have done a lot of environmentally conscious work on this property, but we may need to require you to infiltrate some of that roof runoff, and it is a town requirement now.
Correct. Actually, if I can chime in on that.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah, they're probably gonna, because it's 25%, require a single Caltech system. We've been doing a lot of them. Probably up the left side of the house or right by the driveway in the front, so it's away from the buffer zone. So, I mean, adding that, I mean, it's kind of, like you said, it's kind of the Needham thing now with the code and ruling and everything, anything bigger than that 25%, so.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Is that the
that-
storage tank that you guys had
Correct.
talked about requiring? Yeah, we
Yes.
already, Paul had already talked to us about that, the fact that we'd have to put in a runoff tank to hold the roof runoff, which is fine.
Yeah, and it should infiltrate, it will infiltrate the roof runoff. It won't just hold it, it will let it infiltrate
Correct.
into the ground.
Correct.
Right.
So you're gonna wanna have it like, you know, not next to the house. You'll have it like 10 feet off the house, so you don't all of a sudden get
Correct.
getting into your basement or something.
Yeah, there's plenty of space to put it. Yeah, there's plenty of space to put it. Should be
The
fine.
left of the driveway.
Mhm.
Of the new driveway?
Correct.
Okay, we'll need to show that on a plan with calculations
Yep.
that go along with that. And the intention is to do a test pit. I also know this house and struggle with having you dig a hole in your front yard, but that is the rule.
Well, would it be in the front or it'd be in that side yard, which really is all just Pakistan. It's a Pachysandra field, so it's not.
Okay, you're in.
Big
All right,
deal.
dig a hole.
It's a lot
Dig
of
a hole
Pachysandra.
and tell us what the groundwater is.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
So can we
Great.
dig that hole before the next meeting?
Yes, you want to dig that hole before the
Okay.
next meeting and tell us where your infiltration system will go and where groundwater is and what the soil is that's in that location. So to make sure it's going to work and you're not going to hit ledge and you're not going to hit water and you're not going to hit clay. And so you need to understand what's going on right there. And is it definitely confirmed that that drainage ditch brook is not a perennial stream of any sort?
It's
Does it
definitely
dry
not,
up?
it's definitely not a perennial stream.
Okay, it dries up on a regular basis, Cindy?
It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
dry right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Pretty dry
In the
now.
in the summertime, it just dries up completely.
Okay,
It is very low flow right now. There's almost no flow.
okay. So commission members, we'll see who has any comments. Peter?
Yeah, I mean, nothing about the project itself, because it's all within the 25-foot buffer. In
Because it's
the,
outside the 25-foot buffer.
sorry, outside it. But I just had a question about the narrative, because I see in the plan, in the narrative, it described the lawn as going all the way up to the brook. Is that right? Or is it more that sort of the plantings and the vegetation go up? Because,
So
It's
that there's,
definitely plantings, not lawn.
yeah, there's plantings, yeah.
okay, because it would be strange for the lawn to be in the wetland, which is how it seemed to be described in the
Well,
report.
So we inherited it the way, sort of the way it is. I mean, there's Pachysandra and a sort of a fern field, if you will, that sort of goes up to the brook. But then on the other side of the brook, there is lawn, but it was there before we got there. But
I don't see any wetland flags on the other side. That has that been flagged?
So I didn't flag that because it was on the other side. But I can flag that if you want to see those flags on there.
I mean, it may not be that important. I mean, the lawn was there, so what are you going to do? But that was my question.
planted it
Yeah.
with native species and other plantings as well, but just because not for nothing, that drainage ditch, I mean, nobody ever gave us a little manual when we moved in, like thou shalt not or thou shall. Or
Until you
Um,
come to us and
yeah,
then we give you.
nothing. Or seriously, I would love to know, like, am I supposed to maintain that? Is somebody supposed to maintain that from the town? Like, I don't know what to do with it. It's just there. So I would love to know, because I am environmentally conscious and would love to keep it healthy.
Yeah, I mean, the spirit is to keep it as native as possible and to make sure, keep a close eye on invasives. I mean, I think that's the key. Not let stuff get in there.
Well, yeah, the runoff from everybody's lawns behind us, yeah, it's a joke, but whatever. I don't use any chemicals, but everybody else does. Then I have it floating through the yard.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
one
That's
by
my-
one, every time one of your neighbors comes to us, we try to tell them, don't use chemicals on their yard.
Oh my God, it's frustrating. It really is.
Ah,
But whatever.
it is. And yeah, it is.
Thank you.
So
No other questions.
great. Thank you, Peter. Artie, you have any comments?
No, I think it's going on. I mean, it's clear that Cindy, or excuse me, Miss McGowan, Cindy, you take this, you're very serious about the health of the environment and everything going on and doing whatever's possible. So thank you.
Ryan,
Sue?
We're okay with the deck, even though 2 feet will go over the 25 foot. But the footing is within the, is before.
Yes.
Is that what it is? It's showing 2 feet over
No, it's right to the line.
at the line. So it's not actually
footing.
going over.
The footing is.
No,
The
the
foot-
footings, no, the footing will be it will be outside the 25 foot. The deck, the 2 feet will go to the 25 foot.
Will go into the 25 foot.
No,
Oh,
so I
just
think
two.
the deck itself, the top of the deck will be 25 feet away and the footings will be 27 feet away.
Exactly. Yes.
that's exactly right.
Okay. No comment. Sounds nice.
Steven, you have anything to add?
No comment.
Do we have any photos of this property?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go on
Well,
Facebook?
well,
There's
did
time.
Deb or Clay, have you been out there? Did you guys take any photos?
Yeah, I didn't download them though, because you guys never look at them. But I'll have them
Your
for the next
gardens are
meeting.
beautiful right now. You should come take pictures, or you could go on my Facebook page. There's tons of pictures.
Yeah, I think we want some photos of this area for the
Okay.
file to show that this is basically native plantings and not lawn on this side of the, of within the 25-foot no disturb zone.
So I have
Okay.
pictures, but I didn't download them, but I'll have them ready for the next meeting.
Okay. 'Cause
We'll
we-
have lots of pictures for the next
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah, well, it is really a very pretty property. I was kind of shocked you were gonna put an addition on that lawn, on that, in
Well, I
that
love my
garden.
mother and I want her to come live with us, and she's so excited to be a Needham resident. She truly is. I moved her in from Connecticut on June 1st. All her belongings are in a pod. So are really excited to get started, as you can imagine. But yeah, she's a wonderful woman and she'll be a great addition to our community.
Lovely. All right, so we will need to continue this hearing. Is anybody in the audience have any comments?
There are no hands raised in the audience.
And anybody else that I can see have any comments? That you want to raise your hand, and everybody's good. Okay, so we need a motion to continue 1625 Great Plain Avenue till June 24th.
My birthday, so you have to say yes on my birthday, just so.
You don't have to come if you don't want to. You can go out to dinner on your birthday. But we will be meeting, we believe we will be meeting in person. So check the website, call. I don't know what to tell you.
That's exciting. Okay.
So moved.
So, okay, so Artie said yes, so.
Second.
He said second, thank you very much. All in favor? Sue,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Janet, aye. Great, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good
We'll
night.
see you in a couple of weeks.
All righty.
All right, next on the agenda is, we have 3 Mary Chilton Road, request for determination of applicability. Expect to have Lisa and Tom Daly. Yes, I see you. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear us now?
Yes. And Robert
Yeah, they're here.
Buddha?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Great. All right. Who
Weather.
is going to present this? This is a request for determination of applicability. I
Robert,
don't
do you-
think I printed it.
Robert, do you want to go ahead
What do you want?
and
What do
just
you want
describe
us
the
to?
project?
Sure.
Say your name for
So
the record.
my name is Robert Buda. I'm the contractor. And we propose to put a paver patio behind their house. And it right now already has a fenced in area. And we were going to do the pavers up to the fenced area, and we were told that we couldn't do that. And we're just trying to stay within the rules, and it's a very small project and would like to move forward.
Okay, great. So the brown is the proposed pavers,
Correct,
and there's a deck on top of those that's existing?
exactly.
And the
The
green
marks
is,
there, the 3 marks are the footings.
oh, good, the little black dots of the footings. And the green is proposed grass. What is it right
Grass.
now?
It's great.
It's like dirt grass.
Dirt grass. Ah, you've been working hard at that. It's hard to grow grass. Um, I totally, it took me 5 years. I totally get it. It's a process. Okay, so you are putting these pavers 25 feet from the wetlands is the idea. You have a fence that's the black line is an existing fence
Correct.
that is not necessarily the property line, it's just a fence.
Right.
Yeah.
It drops off dramatically right after the fence into the wetlands.
We're not
Um,
entering into the 25-foot buffer zone. The dots are the footings of the deck, and that's the line we can go up to with the footings, and we're not going to go past that with the pavers. The deck is cantilevered 2 feet past those posts, and that was approved. That's why you have the line going past those posts, but the posts are not entering in the 25-foot buffer zone, and neither will the pavers. Yeah, there you
Yep.
go.
here you are.
So we would have pavers that are under the deck and then also coming out toward that stone. These are steps, stone wall and the steps. So
Okay.
basically, what is it, Robert? Like 25 feet from the steps to the actual first post, and then under the
Yes.
deck. It's not a big area, but we don't go down there ever.
Yeah.
It's less than South Shore.
So
It's a very small area, and we'd love to be able to use the area.
And what's going to be underneath these pavers?
Just sand, it'll be permeable. It's not gonna
You
be,
probably don't want to put sand underneath them because.
It's gonna be stone dust.
Okay,
Permanent
only because sand
chip
makes
dust.
ants come
Yeah.
with the sand.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, Robert knows the best about that stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be paver chip stone.
Chip stone, and will there be some larger stone too?
Yes, first, yes.
How many inches?
I believe 3.
So you're not counting it as really permeable, but it will act like the grass.
Yes, it'll slowly leach through, yes.
Okay, so this is a determination of applicability. They are close to the 25 foot, but they are also within a fenced grass lawn area. Commission members were wondering if this is reasonable to be a determination of applicability and not file a notice of intent. And so any opinions, comments, questions? Stephen?
Yeah, I think it's clearly in an existing disturbed area, and even though it is within the 25 foot, we've got a really solid delineation with the fence, and if the proper controls are put up outside the fence, I think it should be fine. I don't have an issue.
Peter? Great. Peter?
No issues.
Sue?
I'm just wondering, the extent of the proposed grass, I'm trying to look at I see the fence and I see the 25-foot. And I see it is as is with the fence that's been there, and the grass goes up to the fence. So how what's being added with the lawn?
Well, just
I
to make
think they're
it,
just hoping it grows.
Yeah, the grass, it's really sandy back there. It was almost when they built the house, they pushed like a sand fill to the back. So the grass tends to die out quick. It drains very quickly. And they're just looking to have a grass that'll stay green
yeah.
all year round.
So how are you gonna help? How are you gonna make that happen? You're gonna
We're gonna
put in
use
loam?
sod. We're gonna use sod.
Oh, wow.
It's a small
It's-
area, so it's
It's a very
affordable.
small
It's
area.
affordable.
It's a very, yeah, it's,
So it will hopefully grow. That's good. Don't
Yeah.
forget to water it. Artie,
I suppose my only question really comes into play is that, I mean, permeable pavers, but to what degree are they permeable related to the existing, let's call it grass, dirt, so forth that's there? So Janet.
it's
perhaps you
pretty
have some-
comparable what he represented it being. It's not, it wouldn't be considered a infiltration practice, but it's comparable to grass. for
Well, I
what
mean,
he's-
for example, there's still pavers. Is it like, perhaps from an educational aspect, was it like 50% relative to if it was just straight grass, the pavers? Because
No, I think it's equal.
More.
The pavers, the rain's gonna hit the pavers and it's just gonna go right in, similar to what it does for grass.
So go
that
around,
is true.
infiltrate in between the pavers, the.
Yes.
The joints,
the joints and
especially.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of space in between it. It has rice stones and that look like rice, it's small. And that it just go, but if you have sand, it doesn't work as well because the ants come and.
And as far as the fence, I mean, to some degree, it's grass there now. They just want to, make sure it actually stays grass. And so, but the usual comment comes into play. You're going to put sod down to have it perhaps or hopefully create a more stable grass environment. But what are you going to do to keep it a stable grass environment? What type of fertilizer, what type of treatment is going to occur on that? You are literally right at the wetlands.
That's a good comment. Yeah, because we don't want you to fertilize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think just water, I mean, we just.
the nice thing about where we're putting in the grass is that it's the far side, it's the other side of opposite where the pavers are going to be, is that's where the grass is going to get most of the sun. And so and water. And so we think it'll grow. I mean, this thing back here, it's really, it doesn't get a lot of sunshine because of where it's in with the house and the wall to the side.
Yeah.
So I don't,
Actually, Janet, before this, I do have one other question. That is I know how interesting things could be done with photographs. So the comment was made that it was kind of more of a dirt area. So is this picture that we're looking at an actual picture of grass that's there, or is this an enhanced version with green grass put into place?
Clay was there. Clay was there. There's grass there. Clay was there. I mean, I don't even know how to do those things you're talking about.
Yeah.
This is truly what it looks like now. If anybody wants to come see it.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take care of the grass because it's going to cost us not to. We want it to look beautiful, and we'll do what we can with the watering. Where I'm home during the day, so I can take care of the watering.
yeah. And
I mean, the biggest thing, really the biggest thing kind of walk away is that you are again literally right at the wetlands, and the wetlands is a benefit for not only the whole town, the community, but benefit to you, that it stays healthy. So it's to your benefit to make sure that nothing goes from your property, chemicals, into that wetland.
Absolutely.
So sometimes it's so easy to kind of forget, and that's what we all don't remember. It's very easy to forget what happens. Is like, oh, okay, let me just throw something on there. And there's some truly organic things that could be put on there. These things are called organic when they really aren't. So like every compound to be considered organic, but there truly are some really organic things that could be put on there that will not have any harmful effect. But it's just easy to forget. But hopefully kind of drive home in the fact that the benefit of what's behind your area is of great benefit to you as well.
Yep.
So, I'm
Yep.
done.
Yeah, so, right, yeah, so I think maybe Deb or Clay, if we issue a negative determination of applicability, can we add a condition that there'll be no fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so that is easily what will happen.
Yep.
So you are not surprised with that? So that would be our primary concern, is that you're not adding any pesticides to the wetland.
That's fine. It's just, we don't put that on the front lawn, and we have a lawn with a sprinkler system in the front. And we take care of it, but we don't put chemicals on it. We're not about chemicals, really.
Great. Deb or Clay, do you have anything else to add?
So I met out with the applicants on the site when they were considering this project, and the discussion came up NOI versus RDA. And that's part of the reason why they pulled the patio to the 25-foot, because there wasn't a mechanism to issue that waiver. I did want to point out this house had received a filing. I think it was back in 2013 when they redid the retaining wall here, and with that, this deck was also constructed. This is primarily that dirt area that was mentioned. There's not very thick grass growing in here, and part of the reason for that is that the deck up above is actually impervious up until the cantileverage part, and then it catches in a downspout. That was reviewed back in that 2013 permit. So this isn't new or unpermitted, but part of where they're putting in this patio is already not capturing that rainwater, except for the fact that the downspout comes out and drains. So when we were discussing the RDA, it was more about the fact there would be pavers that are daylit over here, and then pavers that will come kind of down across here. And we know this to be the 25-foot with a relative accuracy, just because this wall was, when it was constructed, had to be pulled back to the 25. So there is a certain level of confidence. And so primarily what we were discussing on site was this area being constructed to that patio area.
And now that you've pointed out the downspout, we would not want to see that turned around and face the other direction.
Right.
We want to keep that downspout and have it go onto the permeable pavers, and it should infiltrate right through them. I mean, the water should just go right through the pavers if they're installed correctly. We don't want it to be turned around and go over the grass to the wetland.
Sure. No, that's fine. Let's work for our contractor. Yeah, and there were pavers underneath the original deck, I would say. We had pavers under there when the deck was created. Of course, they were moved to put the footings in and everything. So there were, from the original pictures, you can see there were pavers under it. It just didn't come out from under it. That's the original deck in all its glory.
Yeah, I remember this actually.
Yeah, it's hard for us to forget, but we're trying.
Oh, were you the original owners? Were you here? Were you the owners? And
no, we're not the original ones, but I think we're one step removed from the original, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I still know her, so.
Can you take this down, whoever has it up? Okay, any other comments? Anybody in the audience?
It does look like there is one raised hand in the audience.
Okay, so whoever that is, can you let them speak? And say your name for the record, please.
All right, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Thea Beth Shulman.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. Yep, we
So
can.
I'm the budding neighbor to the Dailies, and that picture that Artie was saying, if they put things, it looks exactly like that. So there's no changes made to it, and I think they should go forward and do the project. So as a budding neighbor, I completely approve. So I just wanted to second that, like, it's exactly as it looks.
Thank you. Thank you for your input.
Thanks, Beth.
Anybody else? Anybody of the commission? Artie, anything else?
No, good.
Peter,
I'm good.
Stephen,
No comment.
Sue.
No comment.
All right, are we ready to close this hearing?
So moved to close the hearing.
You already, can I have a second?
I second.
Second.
Sue, okay, all in favor. Stephen,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Janet, aye. Great, thank you very much, and we will be.
You can also vote to issue
Oh.
because you're not gonna have anything to review.
Oh,
if you
okay,
want.
so do we want to issue a negative determination of applicability? And I will take a motion if that's what we're directed towards. Negative is a good thing, by the way.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Sometimes people panic.
Well, I'm looking for us to make a motion of a finding of negative determination of applicability. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, can we add a condition that no pesticides, herbicides, non-organic
Fertilizers.
fertilizers will be used on the lawn in the vicinity of the wetlands?
Yeah.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, Sue,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Janet, aye. Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Okay, we are up to 14 Blacksmith Road, DP file number 234868. This is a notice of intent. And my little piece of paper says that we have Diane and Angela DuPaul. It's Angela DuPaul. Hi, how are you? Oh, you've been here a
evening.
long time. You can hear us?
Yes.
All right, who would like to present this for?
I would like to. Diane from Field Resources. I'm here with Angela, the homeowner and applicant. If I could share my screen?
Yes,
Is
you
that
may.
okay? Let me just, oh, I think, did Clay just take that? I think that option was, oh, there we go. Hold
For a
on.
minute, you had it for a
Yeah.
minute, and it was gone.
I had it for a minute. I took it. Okay, so this, share. Okay, so here we have a plan that shows the, everyone can see this?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the existing conditions to the left and the proposed to the right. This particular property has Rosemary Brook just on the southeast corner of the property here. With that, we have the outer riparian that elapses or eclipses the locust property. And then on the backside, we have a bordering vegetated wetland, which encompasses the buffers encompass the back portion of the property. So what the applicant has proposed here is the raising and reconstruction of the existing garage. With that, they have increased the footprint within the outer riparian. The current condition finds us the property at about 80 feet to the bordering vegetated wetland. I'm sorry, to the armored bank of Rosemary Brook. And the proposed, and I do apologize, I'm having difficulty zooming in. I don't know why that is. But the proposed is, I believe, let's see, the armored bank current disturbance is 80.5 feet away. And the proposed, I'm sorry, I was hoping to see that on the plan, is just slightly further, closer, I should say. But again,
So wait, what dimension are you trying to get to? The 124.8 is from Rosemary Brook to the proposed two-story addition.
Yeah, I can't, there we go. Now it's
Yeah,
coming.
124.6.
124.6, yes. Okay, and again, the proposed addition is back there. There we go. I don't know why it was frozen on me, but there we go. So, and again, the locust property is separated by Rosemary Brook from obviously Blacksmith, and then there's a slope down to the armored bank. And in the pictures in the application, it's basically lawn down to the armored bank with a few trees with very little habitat. So there's not much to protect on that end. And the existing conditions for stormwater coming off the driveway will continue to stay the same. And it will run into Blacksmith Drive and into the catch basins for that portion of the property. In the back where we've proposed an infiltration system, again, enough to satisfy the town bylaw stormwater. In addition to that, we also have the erosion control around the backside. In the front, we left it open due to, again, the access to the property for the project and for the homeowners to access the house. Additionally, in the back portion, the homeowners have proposed a little lap pool, which is 7 by 13, and then the patio is going to be 10 by 13. That, again, is going to be between the existing house and the existing playground, which is buffered, which buffers the playground, actually buffers us from the wetland. We've proposed a few shrubs in the back just for mitigation.
Are any trees being removed?
There's no trees being removed. Again, in the project, I can show some pictures. The project itself is, I mean, the Locust property currently is completely lawn, driveway, and let me just get to the picture. Oh, here's basically across the street, as you can see, the Armored Bank to Rosemary Brook. Again, all lawn, a few trees. But the single family home, let me just go back up a little bit further. This is the single family home, which is all lawn. And there's, again, the thing would, the lap pool would be right in this area where there's no vegetation besides lawn.
What any more photos in there as you?
Let me just see. I think I have some of the rear of the property. Let me just go in the back, go down further, a little bit further. This is the alternative analysis, which was a larger pool. Felt as though it was too overwhelming on the lot, and no, I guess I don't have any other pictures.
What on your plan view, you have double red lines?
Let me just see what the double red lines are the setbacks.
Setback, how come they're double? Setbacks from what?
Because there are varying setbacks depending on what you do.
Oh.
So the front setback is 20 or 25. The garage has to be at 25. The living quarters can be at 20. And then the sideline has a 2-foot jog. You can only have 32 linear feet, and then you have to jog in 2 feet. So as the building department says, you don't have the wall of China staring into your neighbor's yard.
Okay.
So they like it broken up.
All right, well, that's nice. Okay, so no trees, but you're planting 5 blueberry bushes. You are within the 200-foot riverfront area that's across the street, and you are outside of the 50-foot buffer zone with all of the proposed work. Any grading happening?
No, as you can see, the lot is pretty flat currently. So the pool, I mean, is minimal. Like when I say minimal, probably you wouldn't even see it on the topography. Because basically, if you look at the lot, it goes from basically it's two feet throughout the whole lot. 2-foot grade change between left and right. So, you know, there's really, it's going to be minimal.
And any soil testing done?
That we have not done. If we can condition that in the order, that would be wonderful prior to the release of the order.
All right, you can take down this, I think, so we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, commission members, any comment? Artie?
I mean, it seems fairly straightforward. It's in between 150, no trees coming down, existing lawn, there's infiltration going on, lap pools in front of the playground.
Erosion controls are going up.
Yeah, erosion control is your, the lap pool, is any of that need to be considered for an infiltration as far as volume goes? I thought.
Turns out pools are exempt.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know,
Um,
I honestly don't know exactly why they're exempt, but I can partially understand. I don't know if it's- okay, yeah.
What type of erosion control are you proposing?
That is the wattle.
Oh, there it is. It is on the defense side.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. Just got to do the erosion control, the infiltration, we're good to go, I'd say.
And your patio is a pervious walkway with 12 inches of stuff underneath it.
Correct.
Did I miss something as far as the patio being added versus the existing
Oh,
patio?
yeah, around the pool. Do you want me to bring that up again?
Could you?
Little patio that's going to be added in front of between the house and the lap pool.
Right in here.
I'm missing something now. Oh, I'm seeing something now.
10 by 13.
Okay,
Mhm.
little 10 by 13 is permeable pavers, you said?
And what's between the existing patio and the proposed patio?
Yeah.
Those are just the setbacks.
What is
That's
the
just going to be
lines.
grass? Is that going to be grass?
Right. Oh, I thought you meant that. Yes. Yes.
Okay, next,
Did Angela have comments?
well, Paula, Peter, you have any
No
additional
comments.
comments? Sue, you have any comments?
No, I can't find anything.
And Stephen?
No comment.
Okay, can you take that down again?
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Thanks, no problem. So, anybody in the audience have anything to add, or questions?
There are no other members in the audience.
And and you have anything to add, homeowners, or Susan, or Diane, sorry?
No.
I was reading Simonelli and I, Susan. I should be being more polite, I guess, formal, whole thing. Okay, anything else? Anybody? No, we're good. We have everything we need? We can close the hearing? We can have a motion to close the hearing?
Motion to close the hearing.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Sue?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Oh, wait, before we have this, what are we decided about the infiltration system and doing a test pit at the time of construction, which we are really trying to avoid? However, this property looks like it's significantly higher than the wetlands on either side of it. So I'm struggling.
What's the elevation? What was the elevation change?
The height, the grass is 197 and the one wetland is at 191 and the other is at 191. So they're both at 191 and the lawn is 6 feet above it.
And what we propose is the cul-de-sacs, which are very shallow. And we will do that prior to construction when the machines come in.
So,
We're
so-
trying so hard to avoid this, but it seems,
Well, we can even do it prior to the order being released.
all right,
Is that good? We're good with that, Janet?
that would make me feel better. Oh, okay, the Dailies have a comment? Yes.
If I could just speak to the ground conditions. This area has about 2 feet of loam before it hits sand. That literally spreads all the way across from their yard into my yard. I'm a neighbor. I'm their high-powered attorney that they asked to sit in.
I didn't know what I was doing.
I've got a lot to say, as you can see.
Yeah, so I think, so we appreciate the comments. I think it has to do with, I use the word precedent as far as, we can say everything we want to say, but if there's some way to keep consistent in what we're doing, where it stays the consistency, but it doesn't have, no harm will befall us type of thing. And so it sounds like there's a way to stay
Yeah,
on.
if we could have the test pit conducted prior to our actually, handing you the order of conditions, that would be desirable.
Angela, I think that will be not a problem, correct?
Yeah.
Last
But
guy
going
got it.
forward, you want the information with the filing, right? Janet?
Yes, we really, really need the information with the filing, just because we've had people,
Okay, I have a question on that, just because in Wellesley, we had a problem where they recommended that as well, but then when we went to the meeting, they kind of scolded the engineer. So do we need to ask permission or
I
let
think
you know?
soil testing, well.
It's
I mean,
exempt.
I think it's an exempt activity, but if you're like, have a large wooded site with a lot of wetlands and you could potentially be driving a backhoe through, you know, like beautiful wooded streams.
Right.
If you're
for
in
obvious.
somebody's backyard, you can dig a hole.
Like in this yard, it wouldn't be a big to-do.
Right, it would not be a big to-do.
Mhm.
Like if, like the other project that was here earlier, and he has a large wetland in his backyard, and you know, the idea of potentially bringing a backhoe through a wooded area, maybe wouldn't have been a good idea.
Sure. Okay.
So where were we? Oh, we're on the making a motion. Peter said aye. Artie,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Janet, aye. I think we closed the hearing.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank
If you.
you.
have any questions?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So now we can move on to miscellaneous business meeting minutes, which I saw Clay sent 2 different meeting minutes earlier today. What meetings were those for?
There were 2 sets of minutes, one for October 22nd and one for November 19th. Sue did send a couple of edits that I've integrated into my copy, which included the correction of Artie's names on both.
Good.
There was a typo with 46 Border Road on the 1022 that was corrected. There was a typo on 74 and 80 Robinwood, just distinguishing between 74 and 80 within the paragraph.
Did you say you corrected the typo of my name? Because when I click on it, it's still a typo on my name.
In his copy, I think he has a. Did you send us a revised copy?
I did not send a revise. I think on the copy I sent out to you, it's probably ARTY.
Correct.
And I've corrected my copy now with ARTIE.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then just the other.
Let's do one at a time. So that was October 22nd. Sue, you reviewed them. Others have read them, I'm sure, and remember everything that happened at that hearing. Were people on this call at that meeting? I don't have the meeting minutes in front of me.
I was there for 8 minutes, it looks like, and then I left. I had to vote on something quickly.
Oh yeah, that one. I do remember that. You came in for a quick vote.
Yeah, we needed a quorum for 76 for the Chestnut Street.
Oh yeah, okay. So I'll take a motion to approve the meeting minutes for October 22nd, 2020.
I'll make that motion.
If I wasn't at one of the meetings, even though I wrote them, do I vote?
You can vote, you can vote, yes. I think we've decided that you can vote on the meeting minutes. You just maybe don't want to.
I thought we couldn't vote unless we would go and actually listen to the meetings or something like that.
For the meeting minutes, I think we can
I
vote
did.
on them.
I
Okay.
read them carefully.
You did read the minutes, so I think you can vote on them. Okay, did we second? Sue, was that you seconding?
I'll second.
All in favor? Stephen?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Artie?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Yeah, aye. Great, thank you very much. Those meeting minutes are approved as amended. November 19th, 2020 meeting minutes. Did you get some edits?
Yes, so once again, it was the correction to Artie's name up top. For this one, there was a correction under 7480 Robinwood Ave in the first paragraph. Towards the end of the paragraph, I referenced 74 and 70 Robinwood Avenue. That was changed, corrected to 74 and 80 Robinwood Avenue. On 10/16 Charles Street, under other business, I had switched the word. There's only one paragraph on the third line down, property, but had still been submitting the monitoring reports. I originally had, but had still be submitting the monitoring reports. I corrected that typo. And then the rest were just a confirmation on the voting counts.
Great. All right, so can I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from November 19th, 2020?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Thank you, Steve. All in favor? Peter?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Artie?
Aye.
Stephen?
Aye.
And aye. Okay, meeting minutes from November 19th, 2020 are approved. All right, any enforcements or violations to discuss?
Just on 185 Brookside Road, you had asked that I contact town council to put together a letter to send over to their lawyer. So I did finally, I emailed them and I just heard back from him yesterday or the day before.
Town council
And
or their lawyer?
yes, town council.
Okay,
So I kind of went through everything. So he's happy to put together a letter and he's going to send it to me to forward to you to make sure that we're covering what you want covered.
great.
And then we'll mail it out.
All right. Good. Thank you very much for taking care of that.
Yep.
Anything else that we should be discussing before we go to our order of conditions?
I don't think so. I guess we're kind of still just waiting to find out what happens as far as remote goes.
Yeah, so we have some orders to discuss tonight, right?
We do.
We've closed 381 South Street. So you sent when did that come in the original? Is that? I'm trying to think if
An email today.
Today's email, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pull it up.
Okay.
Other people have that. It came from you, Deb?
It did, yeah.
381 South Street. Okay.
Right, so I need to add a condition that the test pit be done by a professional.
Are we taking those trees out of the
Right.
easement?
Yep. So I need to revise that.
So they're cutting 7 trees and you're saying several of these trees, but isn't it 4? Is it?
So down below, so that's just the project description. Down below, it goes into more detail. And it calls out the trees 1 to 3 and number 6 are going to be left as snags.
Okay.
For previously installed shrubs will be transplanted per the plan.
Shrubs, I thought they were like dogwood trees. Are they
No.
small? Are they
Well,
like small dogwood shrubs?
Yeah, I mean, there's only one of each. So it's like a rhododendron. What were they?
A Korean dogwood, another dogwood. He gave us a list.
Yeah, there's one dogwood.
But it's not a big tree. It's
no
something that can be transplanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will change the cedar to 4.
Yep.
That's what he's going to be planting.
Do we need to say that those will be planted by hand? Because we don't want any equipment and they're relatively small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
between the
think
two.
he specified that those were gonna be small, so he could plant them
Yeah,
by
'cause I
hand.
think that they should, we don't want like a backhoe back there,
Okay,
especially on the other side of the stream. He's not gonna be able to get there anyway. I don't think that's
Right.
his intention.
so just those specific trees have to be planted by hand or all?
Yeah, yeah, just the ones that are in the wetlands. I think the other ones are okay. Though, because he can get there via the house. He doesn't have to, the other ones are on the other side of the wetlands,
Okay, I will do that.
other side of the stream, the brook.
And then assuming that you want the 2-year monitoring.
Yes.
Okay, so that's there. I have that language number 29 as far as the signage for the pool. The prior to winterization or other draining, no chemicals could be added for 2 weeks for them to post.
Yep.
So that's included.
And I know that, he mentioned taking the water out of the water line and the wastewater line for winter, but that doesn't really impact us. Like, we don't need to say anything about that. That's just his thing in the building department, right? That's
Yeah,
not,
I missed that. I'm not sure what.
we're concerned about having enough cover, 4 feet of cover, because usually the water line is 4 feet down, so it doesn't burst if it's frozen full of.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So they told him if he drained it, which I think is standard practice for
Right.
something like that for being winterized, but I don't think it impacts the Conservation Commission, and we don't have to.
No, I don't think so. Let's see. So it's gonna be down to 14 replacement trees. And we're gonna condition the test pit at the time of construction.
Yes.
I'm gonna add that, so I think that's all.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments?
And the waivers.
Oh, yeah, we need to, he requested a waiver to do work within the 25-foot no disturb zone.
Mhm. Yeah,
Have a motion to issue that waiver.
So moved.
Second.
And second.
Okay, Steve and Sue, thank you very much. All in favor, Peter,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Janet, aye. Is there any other waiver, any other requests that we were asked for?
to waive the waiver fee.
The fee.
And there's no other work besides plantings within the 25-foot no disturb zone, is that correct?
And invasive removal.
Oh, and invasive removal. Do you say anything about the invasive removal in this order?
Did I say anything?
Yeah, there's fully sealed and robust planting, invasive species plan will improve habitat value.
Yeah. So it's part of the arborist report, what the plan is, what they're gonna be removing and how.
Okay. So is there any discussion about waiving the waiver fee? And does anyone want to make a motion about it?
I move that we waive the waiver fee.
Second? You guys are a tough crowd.
I know, jeez.
It's only for you. All right, all in favor, Sue,
Don't we have to have a second? Did
Aye.
anyone second it? Who
Sue
seconded?
seconded.
Okay.
Peter,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Stephen.
Aye.
You're just trying to hold back, aren't you, Artie? Janet, aye. Okay, now we have the order of conditions. Any other edits to this? We are adding, we have made the adjustments on the tree planting and on adding the soil testing and anything else. Peter, you have any comments about this?
No comments.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve as amended?
Motion to approve the order conditions as amended.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Peter,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Sue went away. Oh, Sue, you're back. I thought she might have been frozen there for a second. Sue, we just need you to say aye. Aye. Janet, aye. Sue, you're gonna love when we're back in real- in person. All right, that's great. We did that. That one's done. We can move on to, do we have to do anything for our determination of applicability? We just have to sign that, right? We already did that. So now we can, 14 Blacksmith Road, do we have another order of conditions that you sent us? For
You
that
do,
one?
yep.
Would it help anybody if I pulled it up on my screen, or does everybody have it in there? Nobody cares. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we have an order of conditions for 14 Blacksmith Drive. This one, they're going to do the test pit before we hand over the order.
Yeah, so I'll add that condition.
We'll keep it in your hands.
Mhm.
And were there any other special conditions? There's no trees. Where's this one?
So, let's see. Yeah, so they just have the 5 high bush blueberry, so I didn't know if you wanted to do the whole monitoring thing on
Well,
those.
they're just planting those for their own.
They're kind of planting for mitigation, I guess, for doing work in our jurisdiction.
I thought you said for, like a buffer for, visual.
She's gonna plant blueberries for a visual buffer.
That's what I heard.
I
Well,
don't
because
know.
they're not taking down any trees. We didn't ask them to plant these. It's great that they're planting them, but do we need to have the monitoring? So that's the question at the moment. Do we need to require the monitoring these 5 high bush blueberries that they're planting because they want to? Well, do we like them? I mean, I'm all in favor of the plantings, but do we need to monitor them? Anybody have an opinion? No. Stephen's shaking and said no. Anybody feel we need to monitor these blueberry bushes?
Where's Sue?
I said no.
Oh, there you are.
I think he's out with, okay.
Yeah, I had the same reaction as Janet in the sense it sounded like this, they were just planting them.
Okay.
And I understand their mitigation, but I mean, if 3 of them died, I mean, would we hold up issuing a COC? I don't know.
Right, that's a good point. I don't think we would. I don't think we.
Okay, so
want
we
to.
don't need to monitor them. So I'll get rid of that. And I did put the same thing in about the winterization and the signage, even though it's only a 91 square foot.
Yeah, but it's the
lot.
same chemicals. It's the
Okay.
same stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's in there. Yeah, I mean, this one was pretty simple, nothing really crazy.
Is any man-made debris located? Is there any trash?
I didn't see it. I didn't
Yeah,
see it.
that's the thing about that comment is that the 25-foot no disturb zone is not on their property.
So you just want to get rid of that?
Well, it's funny. I just happened to see it there, but I don't think we can. I mean, we don't want them to put debris in the 25-foot buffer zone, but
It's kind of a boilerplate, so you want to get rid of it?
I guess it doesn't matter. She'll be removed by hand. And it's fine. I mean, it's not their property. So, but it's a boilerplate and we certainly don't want them to add to it. So if there is any.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we're good, anybody have any comments? I'll take a motion to approve the order of conditions for 14 Blacksmith Drive as amended. We need any, yeah, they're not in the 25 foot. So, okay, we got, so move Sue. Steve, you said you just second it?
Second. Yep.
All in favor? Artie,
Aye.
Peter,
Hi.
Sue,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Janet, aye, great. All right, so that one's good. And anything else?
I don't think so.
And
we gonna meet in-
we might be in person the next hearing on the 24th of June.
We'll let you know.
Let
As
us
soon as
know.
we know, we'll let you know.
Sorry, I'm still here from.
Yeah, we saw you.
May I ask a few questions before you close, if I can have a couple of minutes?
Sure.
How do we get involved with conservation as citizens, you know, in the town of Needham? With you, with the commission, you know, as you can tell, I like it and enjoy it as well.
Yeah, you do enjoy. So there's 7 commission members, but we always said there's different committees in town, like the trail committee, and different committees that are around to protect or to kind of monitor open space. And we have town rangers, is that what we call them? Trail rangers, stewards. That Park and Rec has a whole program on for the trails. And I don't know, what else do we have? We do like people to care about our conservation areas. But do we have anything else?
There are the nest boxes at Ridge Hill. Peter probably knows about that.
All right, I'll look them up. Second question, there's a lot of trash and the property close to Needham Ave. On the other side of the brook, close to the building. Do I need permission to go in there from Needham Ave and clean that up?
If you're just going in by foot,
Yeah, by foot with a.
I think you can just walk in and pick out the trash.
Okay,
You just can't bring any equipment in there.
all right, great.
No shovels.
And then one last question, if we wanted to make a change to the plan, do we need to go for, and the change would be increase the size of the infiltration chambers, do I need a new order of condition?
No, you just would need a minor modification.
Okay.
That you would present to the staff, to Deb and Clay, a plan that shows your increase and what you're hoping to do. And
Okay.
they would bring it to us and say that they're looking for a minor modification to this order of conditions. And we would, something like that, we would approve it. Because you can't, that's not an administrative thing, is it? That's you come in front of us, Deb, and we would approve it and you would increase it. It doesn't take any time or any, right?
Okay.
They don't have to do anything more than just ask us for something like that. If you were going to decide to take down your entire house and build a new house, then that would require a whole new submission.
No, it's related to the question that you asked on mitigation of stormwater. There is one corner of the house that due to the elevation, the only way to mitigate is on the same location where the chambers are. So we would add, sufficient for that. So, okay.
Yeah. You could definitely just add a minor modification to increase that.
All right, wonderful. That was all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a very nice evening.
You too. Okay. Anything else that we need? So we might be presenting, you're gonna let us know if we're in person, and I think there's a very strong possibility that I will not be there because the hearing in Woburn that I'm supposed to attend will probably happen.
So just a point of clarification, if it turns out that, well, since we still don't know definitively yet, are we moving the next meeting to 7:30? Is that what we were discussing before? Is that we'll start resuming to 7:30?
What do you think, Stephen? Yeah, it's 7:30. Does that make sense? You were the one that you kind of had a comment about that at one point.
I think it makes sense if it's going to be an in-person meeting, just to give us, some of us are back to work and I'm still in the office. So give us time to get home and stuff. I definitely will not be at the next meeting because I have a Newton Historic Commission meeting that day. So
Okay.
we're down 2 members already.
Now, and also, we just have the commission here, right, at the moment?
Yes.
So Allison has asked, she's gonna take a few months off because she's having some surgery. I think she's having
She had a wrist issue, didn't she?
multiple different hip, knee, wrist kind of surgery. Eyes eventually, I think too. It's like one of those things we start fixing ourselves all up again when we hit 65. So she's going to take a few months off, but I asked her to stay on because I think she's a valuable contributor, and so she might not be back until November. But I don't know when she starts that. Is she started that now and she's now gone?
You're the only one that talked to her.
Oh.
So you
think
told
she
me,
said-
so I don't know.
I think she said July. I think she's gonna start her surgeries in July, but she definitely said she wouldn't be back until November. So that could make it tighter with quorum. So we're just keeping that in mind as we go. So we should try to kind of even keep it in mind for the summertime if people are away, which reminds me, I didn't have it on my calendar, and then I think maybe I should have. Do we have a hearing when in July? So our next one is the 24th, which I have, and one of the hearings in July.
Yeah, the one after that would be the 4th of July week, wouldn't it?
Do you have yours up, Clay?
I'm pulling it up now.
Okay, thanks.
July is July 8th, July 22nd.
Somehow I didn't have July 8th on my calendar. That's a bummer.
So July 8th is the week, that's a popular vacation week, right? The 4th is a Sunday
The 4th is the Sunday.
and the holiday is the Monday 5th. So a lot of people are taking that week off. I will not be around, but I can zoom in potentially.
I know, that is the whole different story about the zooming piece. So is that July 8th official? And should we do anything about that? And can we do anything about that?
You can. If you want to skip it all together or move it.
I guess it depends on how many applications we have. Do we want to, does anybody else have a conflict on the 8th? Allison easily does, Stephen does, and we don't know about anybody else. So, I mean, I do, but I can get out of what I have, so. Okay, so maybe we'll see what we get applications we have. So if for some reason by the 24th, we don't have anything major, maybe we'll eliminate it. Okay.
Okay.
So keeping that in mind, if everybody could be slightly proactive on telling everybody when their vacation weeks are.
Yeah,
so that
I'm
we could-
definitely away on the 22nd of July.
I definitely have that on my calendar and I will be here. Okay, that's good to know. So we'll, start sending your holiday, your vacation plans to Deb and Clay so they can keep track. So now that if we have to be in person, it makes it a little bit trickier because we have to actually
In town.
be there.
Be there.
Be there.
And
be
then
there.
there's
We
the
can't just-
hybrid with some people there and some people not.
Yeah. And we're supposed to have a quorum anyway, so that's,
Can you do that in the Charles River room or can you do the hybrid where we usually meet?
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I mean, I do think that it has worked. We've done a pretty good job making this happen. I think it will probably be better when we're back. It's just a matter of making sure that we have a quorum. So keeping track of that kind of stuff. And if we don't, we don't. And we'll just make sure we can give our applicants fair warning.
Thank you to Debbie and Clay for all their hard work.
Yeah, thanks Clay for all of you.
Mm,
And the
Yeah.
garage door that we won't have to be opening
I
anymore.
know. I'll
Someday.
miss our impromptu meetings, Janet. Janet will pop out of her front door sometimes when I pull up, and
I hope people have been enjoying my flowers at least. I think my gardens are looking beautiful.
I love your little area. Thank God for the gazing ball so that I know when to turn into your driveway.
Yeah.
I'm like,
exactly.
there it is. I gotta turn.
Has everyone
All right.
been vaccinated? Has everyone been vaccinated?
I have.
I have.
Clay's almost done. Yep.
No,
good.
he's done. He's done now.
Oh, he said he has a week. Oh, tomorrow he's back. All right. Well, thank you very much. I guess I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Everybody all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great.
Aye.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Night, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.